heart attack. Fast, fatal, hard impact. Past painful scars, in fact, I blast tasteful bars and pass. I back up my actions, fact, don't ask, grab reactions, jacked, attack with every word, then act with class as they hear me snap. I got nothing to lose, cause I fought and felt the bruise. Now I'm not the one confused, call the shots and they produce. I ain't lost, I'm finally loose, pick a new submerged juice. I need the views to boost me to a new abuse of being used. Everybody wants a piece now, y'all can rest in peace now. You're dead to me, so peace out. Remember you're discreet now, get ready for defeat now.
Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let's give a brief little review. In the last part, quite a number of things were happening. Now, Emma Frost has manipulated certain events on both sides of the Inhumans and the mutants. She has control over the mind of the Incredible Hulk and Deku. She has control over Medusa. She has control over Storm and Nightcrawler. And right now, she has manipulated events to where Medusa is going to attack the Genoshan city. She plans to attack and destroy these people to save the Terrigen Cloud. Storm is moving it to Genosha, where it will be annihilated on sight. Now, this is where things are getting a bit more tricky. Medusa wants to, more or less, save her people, keep them around and keep them alive for as long as possible. However, there's the flip side to that. The mutants, they are sick and they are tired. People will die from this. And right now, sacrificing all those lives, it isn't on the table for her. She was going to make a choice to try and help, but now she's making a choice of war, one not her own. And right now, many people are getting ready, as we do actually have a few other things happening in the background. Now, Medusa, she gets ready. Her people on warships are going to attack Genosha while the X-Men are heading to Genosha to try and save it. And right now we do actually have Deku. Deku, he is sitting there, and he is discussing a few things with the Hulk as Jean is come walking up. Her bring her hand up on Deku's shoulder and asking him if he is okay. I'm fine. I'm just thinking. About? We captured many of the Inhumans. Many of the Royals, they're subdued. They're trapped in limbo, and they can't get back out. There shouldn't be a way. My plans are good, but I feel like I'm missing something. Missing what? I don't know. That's the problem, that's the issue. Hulk and I, we have agreed on a few things. And right now, with Medusa, she should have been subdued, but she saw us coming. That is an issue I do have. And right now, I'm just thinking. But when you get quiet, I know. Right. But have you really been doing okay? I've been fine, Jean. No, you haven't. You've been acting strange. Katsuki is worried about you. And honestly, so am I. I've never seen you like this before. I know. I get it. I know I'm acting different, but I'm trying to be ready for our survival. If it means killing, then I'll do it. I'll protect everyone I care about, Jean. You know that. Even if it means letting the Hulk run rampant. Now, Jean does hear those words. Even if it means letting the Hulk go on a rampage, he will protect them. That is not what Deku would do. Those words, they might have come out of his mouth, but they are not his own. Now, there actually is where the jet is going to land. And right now, after walking off, Deku, he does get ready. As Genosha's military, they are informed as to everything. And right now, defenses are being put up. Now, we do actually have where Medusa, by the time they do get in sight of the Genoshan coastline, she orders her people to fire on them. And the war officially does begin, as the Genoshan coastline gets lit up like the 4th of July. And right now, their barriers, they are being bombarded with energy. Now, there actually is Forge. Forge, he has set up certain devices that will be cast out into the ocean and suck up Terrigen Mist. However, there's going to be an issue. The clouds, they will come close to the coast. And if they do strike their land, then that's where things get a lot trickier. Their machines can try and do as much as possible. But people, they need to get somewhere safe. Places that won't be affected by Terrigen Mist. They either need to go to underground shelters or right now leave, flee, and get as far away as possible. And the people who do stand to fight, they need to be prepared to be either exposed or die. Because right now the Inhumans, they have just started a war. Now, this is what does start to happen. Terrigen Mist is being sucked up, and the Inhumans, they are seen off the coastline. They try to hide in their precious cloud, but right now their cloud is being, well, taken away. Now, Medusa does order troops to start marching on the beaches, and to at least start this fight. And this is where things they do start to get a bit more tricky. As people are descending from the ships, there are actually mutants who do come to meet them. And right now there are actually certain defenses that are in place that do start to fire on the warships. Now, somebody is watching all this, and right now they do have their concerns. They are curious as to what will happen next. And right now we do actually have the Hulk. Deku, he does hand over control. And right now whenever the Hulk does go to manifest into reality, a lot of people do look towards him. As the Hulk, he does rush in and start his own fight. Now, Medusa does stand there. And right now she actually is trying to get into contact with the other royals. But nothing does come from this. And right now we do actually have a war with them. They are stuck in limbo. And right now, they are going to be getting out of this. It will be tricky. It will take time. But they will do this. They just need to find the cracks. Now, with that being said, we do actually have back over Deku. Deku and many people, or Genosians or mutants, they have been fighting. And right now the battle does wage on. Troops are being hit and falling. People are being attacked and people are dying. And many people, they actually are starting to get exposed to Terrigen Mist. And there actually is the Hulk. Hulk, he's been trying to do what he can. He has been blasting away troops with a thunderclap. And he's also been trying to hold off the cloud. And right now there are actually many people. People who do have atmospheric powers, such as like Storm, they are trying to hold off the mist. However, the fact is, their powers can only do so much before the mist starts to either come towards them, or it does start to come back around the areas they aren't affecting. And people, they are starting to notice this. And right now, the mutants, they are somewhat on the back foot. As there actually is the Hulk. Hulk, he actually is trying to defend. And right now, a lot does start to happen. Now, Forge's machines, they are starting to actually do a lot. And some are getting overwhelmed. And Forge, he is trying to put the finishing touches on his last machine, which should be able to take on this large cloud. Now, Forge, he does understand that how much power this machine will take. The moment he activates it, he has to turn off everything else. Otherwise, he'll overload the power grid. And right now, that is his main concern. Right now, he needs either a large amount of energy, or he needs to shut off everything else to have enough charge to power this thing. And those are things they do start to get a bit more tricky. Some Inhumans, they are noticing what's going on. These are civilians. And right now, many of them, they're confused as to what's going on with Medusa. Now, a lot to start to happen. And right now, many people, they do start to understand a few things. Whenever the Terrigen Mist machine is turned on and all the defenses are turned off, a lot does start to happen. The Inhumans start to overpower the Genosians. And Emma Frost does actually start to turn on her last security measure, which is sentinels designed to hunt down Inhumans. Now, there actually is Deku. Deku, he is standing there watching. And right now he does look up to the ships as he does bring back his hands, and the Hulk, he does get ready for a massive thunderclap. And right now, the Sentinels, they blast those ships right out of the air. And we do actually have in Deku's mind. Deku currently does sit in a jail cell. And right now, he does have chains on his hands and on his ankles. And Deku, he does go look directly up to see himself. The man standing directly outside the door. He has the same face as Deku and the same expression. However, his eyes, they're the only thing that are different. And right now Deku is going to somewhat ask him a few questions. Exactly why is he still doing this? Huh? Really? Why? It's simple, really. I'm doing what you can't. I'm taking control. I mean, hell, look right here. Him throwing a finger over his shoulder and pointing. Right there is the Hulk. That Hulk. The stupid one. And then the one he does deal with. They're all locked in there together. Right now, the devil, however, they're the only one who's really a worry. Now, Deku does go to stand and walk forwards. As whenever he does go to somewhat stop moving, the man is going to inform Deku. He's not going to allow him to get that close. Just look in the corner. He'll see it. And Deku, he does go to do so. The man stepping out of the way, as Deku does see a giant iron coffin, and there's a hole in the front of it. He sees a set of glowing eyes. It's him, isn't it? What did you do? I didn't do anything. You see, Emma was the one who did it. Who freed me. Honestly, I mean, you're so fractured and broken. It's hard to believe that you're not crazy. Then again, you would know crazy, right? The man bring a finger up to his head, and with his thumb pointing it up, expressing. He understands crazy because it lives right here in his head. It lives right there. He should know. All he is really is what Deku he wants to be. He's what Deku always thought he could be. However, he is still that frightened little child traumatized by his mother's death. If Deku just simply got over it, then he wouldn't be so afraid of the Hulk's power. He wouldn't want to hold the Hulk back all the time. I mean, honestly, now that he's in control, things are easy. Things are simple. Besides, I mean, the Savage, he's the easiest one to manipulate. All he has to do is be careful and speak to him like he's speaking to a child. Now, Deku, he does get to look to the other two people in the room. And right now, he does see the Hulk just sit there. He's angry, but he's not doing anything. Hulk looking up, and directly towards Deku. As Deku does someone shout at him to fight back. And Hulk is simply just going to stare back down. And the man is going to express. Hulk can't do that. Right now, Hulk, he's getting what he wants. He's isolated. Nobody is there to mess with him. And right now, he does need to know that what's happening out there is quite simple. Hundreds of thousands of Inhumans are going to die. The plans have already been made. I mean, seriously, he can't really believe that this war, it wouldn't have had casualties. But he does have to agree with something, though. It is such a shame. What? Thousands of dead on each side? People who will just simply die, and Inhumans will be wiped off the map. Afterwards, everything will go back to normal. The world will be saved, and nobody will understand or even really know what really did happen. The Inhumans die, and mutants, they can prosper. And Deku does stare at this version of himself. You used me. Oh, no, no, no. I'm doing this of my own free will. You see, I like doing these things. You are afraid to do what needs to be done. I get dirty so you can stay clean. Besides, you've always been afraid of yourself. I'm not afraid of me. I'm not afraid of him. And right now, he does go to at least agree with me. My Hulk is different. Your Hulk is a coward. Now, I will do what needs to be done. Now, we do actually have our Deku, he does feel this anger. But he also does feel guilt. He feels it's in his head, in his mind. He's that personality. It's a part of him. That was him. Those thoughts, everything. He can understand the logic and reason, but he murdered Beast. He killed Beast. Now, they could just start to shout directly at the Hulk and yell at him for what he's doing. And right now, we actually are back in the real world. Right now, the Inhumans, they were pretty clever. And Genosha, it is taking on heavy fire. People, they are trying to attack. And right now, the Terrigen Mist, it has been dealt with. Right now, the only thing remaining of Terrigen Mist is simply the device used to store it. And that device, it needs to be very carefully destroyed, because otherwise, the Terrigen Mist will respread through the atmosphere. And this time, they won't have the time to stop it. Now, Medusa, she actually just stand there. And right now, we do actually have where somebody, they do get a directly teleport in. And they actually do stand there, and they do have their allies. As right now, Black Bolt and the Inhuman royal family, they have returned from Limbo. Now, the Hulk does see Black Bolt, and the two, they are actually standing there in the city. Black Bolt, he stares directly at the Hulk. And right now, he does understand very few things about the situation. However, he does gotta look towards his queen Medusa. Medusa is battle damaged and worn. And right now, she does try to give Black Bolt a few orders. And Black Bolt just stared back at her, concerned. Him directly bringing his hand up and looking into her mind. And right now, he does see the current events. However, he does see a few things wrong. And he actually does go to start fixing her mind. Now, Medusa does start to scream out in pain. And whenever she actually does come to, she realizes what's going on. As the Hulk is directly do a charge forwards, directly at Black Bolt. And right now, Black Bolt, he does get to bring up his own hand. And get ready. Now, while that's all happening, something does currently enter the Earth's atmosphere. And Black Bolt and everybody else, they are none the wiser. As we do actually have back in the city of Genosha, where Black Bolt, he does going to start stepping forwards and he does going to open his mouth. Him whispering a word. And the Hulk, he does stand there, still rushing forwards as he does to run through the sound wave Black Bolt struck him with. And Black Bolt, he is impressed. As whenever Hulk does get to him, Hulk does go to uppercut him as hard as he can. Black Bolt being sent flying up into the air as he actually has tried to rebalance himself out. And Hulk, he actually has to chuck something at Black Bolt as Black Bolt, he does go to move. Now, Black Bolt does come back smashing down into the Hulk. Him smashing him directly into the chest as Hulk, he is sent flying backwards. Him going to get back onto his feet and back towards Black Bolt, who this time he does go to raise his voice and inform him to kneel. Now, Black Bolt does watch the Hulk, who does go to bring his hands up and smash them together, as Genosha does shake from the force of his voice. And right now the city, it does take on the damage. Now, many people, they felt the ground shake beneath them. However, right now Black Bolt does watch as the Hulk, he does still stand there unfazed, with his hands up, rushing back forwards. Now, Black Bolt, he's afraid of this. And right now, he does try to walk forwards and say very many words. Now, right now, the Hulk, he actually is being struck with his force. Him going to bring his arms up to defend against this attack. And right now, Black Bolt, he actually is trying to buy time. As right now, we do actually have our Medusa. She actually does try to go for Emma Frost. And right now, a lot of people, they are trying to evacuate and get civilians to safety. However, there is actually the Hulk. The Hulk is fighting against Black Bolt. And right now, people, they're concerned about this, as we actually have somebody who is staying there. And right now, they're concerned. They're watching the Hulk step forward towards Black Bolt as the man he still is talking, and the ground is shaken beneath them. Now, Black Bolt, he does let a small, if not loud, scream. It was short, but its intensity rocked the Hulk and sent him flying backwards. Him smashing Rookie down to the ground and going to get back up. As Black Bolt has watched the Hulk, his body shake from the force and begin to regenerate. Him standing back up as the Hulk, he directly is hit by somebody fast and hard. Him smashing onto the ground, as Black Bolt he actually stand over the Hulk. Him going to directly bring his fist downwards and grab onto the Hulk and scream in his face. Now, Hulk is hit with his force. And right now, the entirety of the force is in the Hulk's face. As Black Bolt is going to directly bring his hands backwards and smash onto the Hulk and telepathically try to get into his mind. Now, Black Bolt, he is concerned. Right now, the Queen of the Inhumans was subjected to brainwashing. And he does have his theory as to why that might be. Right now, he does suspect somebody. And that person just so happens to be Emma Frost. But he is also concerned. The mannerisms and the way this man presented himself the last time they talked, versus how they encountered each other as enemies, it wasn't the same. The Incredible Hulk, the man connected to him, Izuku, from what he does understand, he is not like that. He is not a threat, not confrontational. And more importantly, he is afraid of the Hulk. And they don't work together. That's what he does know. And right now, Black Bolt, he does contact somebody. As right now, they do attempt to get into the Hulk's head. Now, with that, we actually have Deku. Or, more than rather, back into his mind. Deku currently does stand there. And right now, he does stare at this version of himself as he's shouting back at him. And the man, he is laughing. As we actually do have where somebody does come walking around a corner. And directly looking towards this version of Deku. Now, this version of Deku, he does get someone turn his head. After hearing the footsteps. There shouldn't be another personality walking around out here. He's heard things. But these are footsteps. They aren't the sounds he's heard. Not the monster hiding here. Now, right now, the man is going to directly look towards Deku and try to inform him, as Black Bolt is currently physically trying to restrain and take down the Hulk. Now, we do actually have Katsuki, and even Rogue. The two, they do try to step in here. Katsuki trying to blast away Black Bolts and protect Deku. As right now Black Bolt, he's flung backwards from the force of a mighty explosion. And Rogue actually has to someone bring up her hand and grab onto Katsuki. Katsuki, feeling her powers being copied, as Rogue is going to step in again. Now, we do actually have Jean, and even Laura. The two are trying to evacuate civilians. And right now, they do decide to try and go in and step in to help the Hulk, since the royal family has showed up. The X-Men are taking on many forces. However, right now, they might be overwhelmed. Now, right now Emma, she actually is concerned. These people should not have been able to return. Clearly they are better equipped than she thought. Now, we actually have back into Deku's mind, where the man is going to step forwards towards this version of Deku. And this version of Deku does look directly at Karnak, who does just stand there, trying to express to him exactly what he is here for, and what he does plan to do, bring up his hand. Now, there actually does someone going to turn and see a few cages, concerned and confused. As the man, he does look directly at Deku, who does stand there. Deku just simply bringing his hands up and walking forwards, expressing to him that he is the warden here. And if he does want to speak to Deku, he has to plan out something. Maybe schedule a time. Right now he can't be here though. Now, the man is confused, as the mountain, the ground, does start to shake and a wall has come up. And right now, he's concerned. Him looking at that, but we're just bringing his hands up. And right now, he does try to break down the wall. Now, this version of Deku, he's trying to hold off, Karnak. And right now, he doesn't understand what's at stake. The Royals are back. And right now, Black Bolt and many people, they are going to be angry. So, what he needs to do is put his focus on Karnak. And right now, he does have a few ideas as to what to do. Him going to release control of his Hulk. Now, we do actually have the Hulk back in the real world, who does get to set up and immediately charge back into the fight. And right now, everybody they do go to watch this. The Hulk is a wild beast. And right now, when everybody's going to rush back towards Black Bolt, he does directly charge past Rogue and Katsuki, running in at the man as the man is going to open his mouth and blast at him. As Hulk is going to directly rush back through the blast, and with his left hook directly smashing into Black Bolt's gut, him reaching down and grabbing at Black Bolt, and smashing him down into the ground, bringing his fist backwards and beginning to start smashing over and over and over. And right now, many people, they are concerned. Deku just walked through a force that knocked Rogue and Katsuki away. And right now, Jean, she actually is concerned, as Emma Frost is standing there over Medusa and shouting at her a few things. Jean is going to walk up, her directly looking at Emma, as Emma, she currently does yell directly at Medusa, and Medusa is yelling back. Medusa shouting about what exactly she did, and what the hell she has made her do. Now, whenever Emma Frost is going to directly turn, she does look directly at Jean Grey, and Jean does stare at the current scene, as Medusa's yell at Jean that her friend here has a lot to answer for. She got into her mind and did this entire situation. She has set it up to where the Inhumans and mutants would start a war, and she wanted her people to fire on them. She wanted them to come to Genosha. She wanted them to do all of this. Now, Jean is stared at Emma, and right now Emma is going to directly bring her foot down back on Medusa's neck, her in her diamond form telling her to shut the hell up, and that if she does speak another word, then she will snap it, and she will not make it quick. Now, Jean looks directly at Emma, and right now she actually is going to turn and look directly at Medusa's mind. And the moment she does, Emma does try to stop her. And right now these two, their minds do clash. Now, Emma, she actually is very surprised. Jean Grey's abilities are far greater than she first thought. And right now Jean Grey, she actually does prevail. Her knocking Emma away with a psychic attack. Her going to turn and reach out to the entire battlefield, alerting everybody to stop their fight, and showing them everything, all the information. Now, everybody there are very confused. And right now many telepaths here, such as the Sephiroth, they do to start taking up arms against Emma Frost. And right now, Emma, when she tries to get back up on her feet and try to bring her hands up, she actually is stopped. As right now, many people, they do come to take her down. Now, we do actually have Black Bolt. Black Bolt, he has relayed this information. And right now, everything he has heard it does make sense. Along with the fact that right now, everybody, they're trying to focus on stopping the Hulk. The Hulk is in a rampage. And right now, Black Bolt, he can hardly stand. He's never gone against a foe who can almost put him on death's door like this. And right now, he actually is concerned. If the Hulk is under Emma Frost's mind control, then what exactly does that tell you? It tells you everything you need to know about her. Right now, she will face her crimes. She will face justice, especially for these atrocities. Now, we do actually have the Hulk. The Hulk, he currently is bringing himself forwards. Him rushing towards Black Bolt. As Black Bolt, he actually is going to spit out blood when he does say the next few words. Stop. Now, the Hulk is blasted backwards. Him skidding onto the ground and stepping back up to his feet. As they start to rush forwards once more. And right now, people, they actually do try to stop him. As Karnak, who is in his mind, he still is trying to subdue this version of Deku. And stop this madness. Stop this rampage. But right now, it isn't working. And we actually do have the real Deku. The real Deku does currently sit there. And right now, he does hear everything. Right now, he does hear the madness, the battlefield, Black Bolt's voice. What is going on? Deku looking around. Before we're going to walk over and see Jean standing there. Jean? You're here. Okay, listen, we have to get out of here. Now, she's going to bring her hands up. And right now, she actually just wants to open the door as Deku is going to step through. Jean, you don't understand. Whatever he is made of, it's bad. Really, really bad. We need to get out of here. What do you mean? We need to go now. Now, Jean is going to directly turn and walk over and open this cage. As whenever she does so, there actually is in the real world. Where the Hulk, he currently does send Black Bolt flying away. And right now he actually is going to bring his hands up to scream in his head. Jean Grey tries to save Izuku, undo this brainwashing, this manipulation. But something isn't right here. Something is very, very wrong. And right now, the Avengers, they do arrive back inside Genosha. They landed on Earth and got strange seismic readings. And they tried to understand what was going on. However, right now they are on the scene to see the Hulk. And many people are dead. Now, a man does stand there. And right now, he does look at all the damage. It's a lot. It's too much. And they're actually when the Hulk is going to bring his hands up to his head screaming. Now, Jean is trying to get Deku out of his mind. Try and get him back in control of the Hulk. But this place, this entire area, it doesn't make any sense. She doesn't understand it. And right now the devil, he actually is going to inform Jean to head that way. Him pointing to an area. And Jean, she is confused. As it is expressed, head that direction. No matter what they see or run into, go through it. He has something to handle. Something that he does have to deal with. And right now, Deku, he is going to turn towards the devil. And the devil does inform him. Emma messed with his mind. This is his territory. Be it physical or mental, he will protect him. He does need to know that. He is, of course, his darling boy. And Deku, he does look up towards the devil for a minute. And he's confused. He sees the eyes of his mother. And it's terrifying, but in a way, comforting. And the two do go to run off, with the Hulk and the, well, Savage Hulk. Now, the Devil Hulk does go to give chase. Right now going after this imposter of Deku. Now, there actually is Karnak. Karnak, whenever he was giving chase, he felt Deku's mind shake, and, in a way, fracture. He knew that Deku's mind was beginning to get unstable, and right now that can mean one of two possibilities. the Hulk is having a mental breakdown, or Deku is free. However, right now there actually is a third possibility, as we do actually cut back to the real world, where the imposter of Deku, he decided to manifest himself. If he beats them back to the real world, if he merges himself with the Hulk, then Deku shouldn't be able to get back into control. Deku shouldn't be able to do anything anymore. And right now we actually have where the Hulk is going to look Rookie up. After he stops screaming, his eyes are glowing red. And right now he actually starts to increase in size more. As his body does grow, it also does start to change once more. And right now everybody they do stand there. As the Hulk, he has manifested. And he is turned into Null. Now, or Kla, actually, not Null. Now, Kla, he actually just stand there. And right now he does look like to scream at everybody. As the way he does act, and right now he just portray himself, the Earth's heroes, they're not prepared for. Deku, he hulks out. But right now what they just saw, did the Hulk just hulk out? Okay, this is bad. Now, somebody they actually going to see this. And right now Tony Stark here is going to tell them that they need to step in right now. And then after that, they can go back to their home. Now, the man does understand. As right now he actually is going to rush in and Claw, whenever he did try to charge innocent people, he was immediately attacked. Claw being grabbed and flown directly across what remained of Genosha. As this man, he immediately took down Deku in a punch. Now, Claw, he does lay there in the sand. And right now, he does stare up. He stares up to see the Golden Man, the Sentry. But something is wrong. Claw, that punch, that's the hardest he's ever been hit by anybody. And he does mean that quite literally. Right now, his body is in pain, and his healing factor, it should be kicking in, working, but there's an issue. He doesn't feel angry. He wants to murder. He wants to rip people apart. He wants to use his powers. He doesn't have any restraint or care about what he does. But right now, he feels calm. And he does just stare up at the sentry. As right now the man is going to bend down and inform him. He will not harm anybody. And right now Claw, he does going to take that as a statement. As he does going to pass out. Now, the sentry, he does watch. As right now Deku, he actually is going to re-manifest into reality. Claw shrinking back down to Deku, as Deku is unconscious. And right now, the sentry is also very concerned. He helped the Avengers in their latest escapade, their latest problem. And what they returned to was a war with the Inhumans and the mutants. And that is very concerning. Especially because right now, the mutants, from what they can see, their city Genosha has suffered a lot of damage. Up to 70% of the city has been destroyed. And right now, that's just what's going on with the mutants. Many of their civilians may have been injured or killed. And right now, there's also another problem. The Inhumans. From what they can understand from the damage and what they have found, on the beach, there's a lot of bodies. And the water, it is very dirty with blood. Now, right now, Captain America, he does stare towards this. And he does want to look away. He does understand from what Medusa has said. There were airships in the air. And right now he's assuming they're in the ocean. Now, Medusa, she also explained. They sent sentinels after her people. Right now, New Attilan is not safe. The civilians there are in danger. They need to go protect the city. Now, Medusa, yeah. Right now, many of her forces, they don't want to trust her. However, the Avengers, they actually try to step in. and they do try to help in the situation. However, right now, Deku, he's going to need to be hospitalized, especially because of what happened. Everything they've heard, Deku was put under Emma Frost's mind control. He was subjected to it, and the part he played here was not his own. Everything he's experienced here was a form of manipulation. And right now, Deku, he is put in the X manner under medical treatment. And right now, he does lay there asleep. Deku hasn't woken up in 2 days, since whatever happened to him happened. And right now, people got concerned. A new personality has manifested inside the Hulk's mind. And right now, it's dangerous, from what they can tell. It's unlike anything they've ever seen. It just, the murderous intent it seemed to radiate, it was intense. And, well, from what they understand, the way he was acting before, could it have been the same person? Or, no, that doesn't make sense. But there was a Hulk. There was a variant of the Hulk he was working with. I mean, how exactly, what exactly does this mean? Now, right now, Deku, he does remain here, as Emma Frost is charged for her crimes, and the Inhumans and the Avengers, they currently did take down the Sentinels. However, New Attilan did take on a lot of damage because of Emma Frost. Now, with that being said, we do actually have back on the moon, where the Watcher, he does look at the events, everything that has happened, everything that he saw. It is quite interesting. And right now, he does stare on, before he's simply going to walk away and observe in other worlds. That is all he can really do. He exists to observe. Now then, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.